Hey BFit Challengers! I'm making this video so that the days that it's challenging for you to get here, you can get to your mat, whether it's at home, at the office, in a hotel room, wherever you're at. Take about 15 minutes of your day to ground yourself, to breathe, and be present. Let's get started. And begin at the top of your mat. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Roll your shoulders back. Stand tall. Imagine a string tied to the top of your head, lifting you a little taller, elongating your spine. Close the eyes for a moment and just feel the weight balance back into the heels and then into the balls of the feet. Balance it out from side to side, shifting more weight to one foot and then the other. And then find your sweet spot right in the middle. Not leaning forward, not leaning back. Low belly lifted slightly. On your next inhale, open your eyes, sweep the arms up. Gaze follows your thumbs. Exhale, guide your hands to heart center. Eyes follow the hands, deepening your focus. Drawing your attention inwards. Again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Head and chest reach forwards. Palms maybe press to the shins if you like that option. Exhale, fold nose towards the knees. Step your right foot to a lunge. Keep the right hand under your shoulder. Lengthen your left arm towards the ceiling. Belly kissing the thigh. Gaze towards your top thumb. Bring your left hand back to the mat. Step into high plank. We'll lower the knees first, leading with the chest. Elbows brush the sides of the body. Come right to the belly. Lengthen your legs and lift. Hands slightly back from the shoulders. Shoulders roll down the back. Chest projecting forwards and gaze slightly in front of you. Back of the neck stays long. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, press up over the knees and back over the toes into downward facing dog. Find your breath. Spread your fingers, root down with that webbing between the index fingers and thumbs. Roll the armpits in towards one another, just slightly. Lifting the sitting bones. Breathe. Step your right foot back to the top. Remember, if it gets stuck halfway, grab your ankle, place it where you want it. Keep your left palm on the mat, reach your right arm up. Again, gaze turns up. Broaden your collarbones. Stay strong in your back leg, and let this movement, this mobility come from your midsection. Right hand back to the floor, step forwards, feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press down. Inhale, rise with a tall spine. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Gaze follows your hands. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen that fold. Step your left foot back to a lunge. Make sure your front knee is above your ankle, feet hip distance apart, widthwise. And we'll lift the upper body into crescent lunge. So the shoulders pull back over your hips. Shoulders relaxed. Rise high onto your back toes, lunge into your front knee, squaring the pelvis to the top of the mat. Rotate your pinky fingers in towards one another slightly, broadening the upper back, lifting through the heart. Take one more breath here. Bring your hands back to the floor. Step to a high plank, and lower right onto your belly again. Feel free to use the knees. Make sure the elbows stay in close. Long line from head to toes, lift the legs and lift the upper body. Breathe here. Shoulders pulling back. You can extend the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers if you like that option, or hands can stay right here where they were for the first set. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, release, tuck your toes, come up over the knees or the toes, or press straight up, and back to downward dog. One more breath here, lifting through the sitting bones. Remember the connection with the webbing between your index finger and thumb. And then step your left foot back to the top. Once again, setting up for crescent lunge. Set your foundation, feel solid in the legs first, and lift your upper body. Rising high onto your back toes, expanding into that lunge. Notice your rib cage here. Instead of letting it flare open, knit the lower ribs into the abdominal wall. Belly, low belly lifted in and up, and arms extend. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Finding the depth of your lunge on that last exhale. And bring your hands back to the mat. And step forward, feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Bend your knees. Squeeze your thighs tight, seated prayer twist. Lengthen from head to tail. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Take a look at your knees. Make sure the toes together, knees are together. Sit your bum down lower than your shoulders and squeeze those thighs so they can't come apart at all. Rotate through the belly. Gaze turns up over your left shoulder. Let the twist happen from here, from the belly. Looking up, one more breath. Come back to center. Inhale, stand tall, reach up. Let the arms circle down, palms come to rest on your low back. Draw the tail down heavy towards the floor. Lift and engage through the low belly. Roll your shoulders up and back. Lift through the chest. Chin lifted, elbows hugging in towards one another. Breathe. Breathe space into the chest. Keep the belly strong to stabilize your lower back. And let this be more of a heart opener, a chest opener, than a really deep back bend. Let each breath expand you. Each exhale, soften your shoulders. Rise back up. Tall spine, relax the arms. Inhale. Arms sweep up, palms touch. Exhale, follow the hands to the center of the chest with your gaze. Bend your knees. Weight in the heels. Inhale, lengthen from head to tail. Exhale, twist. Left elbow hooks to the outside. Again, check your knees. That left knee will try to hook forwards. Draw it back. Zip the thighs together. Rotate at the belly. Sit low. Weight stays in the heels. Gaze up. Pressing so firmly, we're attempting to line the hands up with the center of the chest. Inhale back to center. Rise up, reach tall. Exhale one more time, palms come to the low back. Draw the tail down, lift the chest up. Engage all the way from the feet right up through to the hips. Nice and strong and active. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting through the heart. More with each inhale. Rolling the shoulders back, more with each exhale. Remember, your chin can stay drawn in towards the throat here if your neck feels tender or compromised in any way. Inhale to rise up. And exhale, relax the arms. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Inhale. And exhale, deepen your fold. Right foot steps to the back. Spin your right heel down to the mat so your back foot's parallel with the back of your mat. Your front heel lines up with the back arch. Walk both hands inside your front foot. Lead with the right arm, press into your back foot, rise up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, balance out your hips. Shoulders stacked above the hips, bend your front knee. Arms extend, shoulders relaxed. Breathe here. Root down with the heel of the foot, the ball of the foot, and let the toes be a little bit soft. Maybe lift them and wiggle them. Grounded, rooted with the lower body, light and limber in the upper body. Reach forwards, rest your left elbow, sweep your right arm out alongside the ear, turning your chin towards your right armpit. More length from fingertips right down to your back heel. Stretch, lunge, rise back. Find your warrior two. Shoulders right above the hips. Turn your left palm open, leaning back, a little bit of weight in that right hand, or maybe wrap it around behind you, gaze up. Reach, proud of the chest. Back to warrior two. Straighten out your front leg. Heel toe your right foot in just a step. Slide the hips back. Lengthen forwards as long as your side bodies will allow. Bring your left hand down. Support it on a block perhaps, or fingers just pressing into the inner thigh or inner shin. Right arm reaches up. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Keeping both side bodies, both legs, both arms really long. Actively reaching out. Inhale, rise up to center. Bend your front knee. Wiggle your hands back to the mat. And step back into a plank. Lower from your knees or your toes. Lift the chest. Little baby cobra, or maybe you want to lift even higher, pressing with your arms. Step back into downward dog. And find your breath. Step your right foot back to the top. Spin your left heel down to the floor. Line your front heel up with the back arch. Walk both hands in. Left arm up. Press into your back foot, rise tall. Soften the shoulders. Straighten your front leg just for a moment, just enough to balance out your hips. Shoulders right above your hips, and bend that knee. Your front thigh rotating open from the hip all the way down to the knee, so the knee points in the same direction as your toes. Soften your shoulders, lengthen the arms. Press back, but lunge forwards. Balance the weight between both legs. And imagine your pelvis like a bowl, not tipping forward, not tipping backwards, but just upright, neutral. Reach forwards. Your right elbow can rest, or you can push it into the inner thigh for a little bit of added emphasis, added work. Take your left arm, slide it up alongside the ear, chin tilts up, one line from your top fingers right up to your back foot. Rise back up. Find your warrior two. Flip your right palm open. Left arm wraps around behind or gently rests. Remember the integrity of this pose, the momentum is lifting upwards and not weighted backwards. Reach up, lunge forwards. And come back to warrior two. Straighten out your front leg. Heel toe your back foot in just a step, and we'll take classic triangle, trikonasana. Straight legs, hips shift back, upper body reaches forwards. Right arm down, left arm. Remember, if you have a block or a couple books to use here, if you can't quite reach the floor, or if fingers on the inside of the ankle aren't comfortable or accessible for you, that helps. A little micro bend in the front knee will take pressure out of your knee and your ankle as well. Rise back up. We'll flip the right toes in. Take a wide leg forward fold from here. Sweep the arms up, breathe in. And breathe out, fold in half. Remember, you can bend your knees a little bit here if the backs of your legs or your low back feel tender. Bring your hands to the mat. Put a little bit of a bend in your knees so you can hinge more from your hips. Remember that bowl of soup that we talked about. So, and not letting our pelvis tip forward or backwards. Now we're actually tipping it fully forwards. Walking the hands in so they line up with the feet. They're still shoulder distance apart, but they're in line with the feet, ideally. Walking the heels of our hands back to line up with the heels of our feet. And then we just keep working to bring the top of the head closer to the floor, closer to the floor. And once you get there, once you can place the top of your head on the mat, maybe you want to walk your feet in a little bit closer. Bring the crown of the head to the floor. Maybe you want to give that tripod headstand a try that we've been working with in some classes. Come all the way back up. Turn your front toes to face forwards. Bend that knee and windmill your hands back to the floor. Step back. Lower down. Remember you can use your knees. Lifting to baby cobra or all the way into up dog. Notice how my thighs are off the floor in up dog. Fully engaged. And roll back into downward dog. Breathe here. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. And we'll just hang out here in a forward fold for a few breaths. Release the elbows, curl your body back up, roll your shoulders back. Shift the weight to your left foot. Scoop up your right foot. Reach your left arm alongside your ear. Find your drishti point. Find that one spot to steady your gaze, your breath, and start to kick back. Remember, we want the knee to disappear behind the hip, not coming out to the side, but straight back. How much space can you get between your right heel and your right butt cheek? Press down with your left foot, kick back and up with your right foot. Two more breaths here. Inhale to rise. Exhale, release. Maybe bend the knees if you need. Spread your right toes, shift the weight into that foot. Remember to turn your palm out, rolling the arm open from the shoulder right down to the palm. Scoop up that foot. Knees together, chest open, belly engaged just a bit. Spread your toes, find your focal point, right arm reaches, and we kick with the left side. Remember we want the knee to go straight back. Steady gaze and steady breath. Three more here. Spread your right toes, root down the whole foot. Inhale, rise back up. Plant the feet, bend the knees, let it go. Inhale. Hands together, exhale, fold in half. Walk your hands back to the top of your mat. Reach your right leg high. And then come forwards and place the shin at the top of your mat. And stay upright for this variation, or I will. If you want to go forwards, you're more than welcome to. Staying upright for the first few breaths in pigeon pose is really helpful to ground the hips and the pelvis. So even if you are going forwards, I suggest staying in a tall position for at least a couple of breaths until you feel the pelvis is as weighted as it's going to get. If you want a little bit of extra stretch, a little bit of extra work in this back hip flexor, bend that knee. Grab the foot or the ankle. You can use a strap for this as well if you can't. If it's not accessible to grab the ankle right at this point. And take another couple of breaths here. And then plant your hands, tuck your back toes, lift that knee, and step all the the way back into downward dog. Let this right leg lift back up, open through the hip. Bring the hips back to neutral. Right foot down. And left leg up. Swing it high. Step it to the top of the mat. Or I should say, place the knee at the top of the mat. Shin slanted to whatever degree works well for you here. Walk your right toes back. After you've had a couple of breaths here in the upright position, you may notice that you can walk the toes back another couple of inches, grounding your pelvis even more. Breathe here. Again, if you prefer the option of going forwards from here, that's perfectly fine. It's a really great option as well. Or if you want that extra stretch for the back leg, if you know that your hip flexors are a little tight, this may be a nice option as well. Challenging your balance even more by wrapping your left arm up to maybe clasp fingers can be a little extra challenge if that's what you're looking for today. Take another breath here. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and we'll step all the way back. Let that left leg reach up, opening through the hip, bending the knee. And then release. Slide your knees to the floor, walk them out to meet your hands. You may want to double your mat over if the knees are sensitive. And we're just going to lean back here. Remember that you can sit on your heels, between your heels. Pick the position that feels healthiest for your knees. If you feel like you need a block or a cushion under your bum, that's okay too. As you lean back, scoop your tail, walking the way back into the hands. Maybe even onto the elbows if that feels okay. Chin staying tucked towards the throat is a really safe option for the cervical spine. Dropping the head back might feel good for some of you, and that's safe as well, as long as it feels healthy in your body. If you really like this pose, put the video on pause for a few minutes. We're going to work our way out of this pose, coming up onto the hands and knees. Stepping back into downward dog. Bring your knees to the floor again. And so we're going to shift over to a seated position, setting up for a spinal twist. Right leg can be long or folded under, and left foot on top, sole of the foot on the mat. Ground your sitting bones and we'll twist towards the front thigh, so your right elbow comes to the outside. Use your back hand to give you a little bit of support for the spine and help you sit taller. Use your right elbow for leverage to twist. Inhale, sitting taller. Exhale, rotating through the spine, looking back over your back shoulder. One more breath here. Unravel, leaning back, switching legs. Remember, if you feel like you're sitting kind of awkward, just straighten out your bottom leg. Sit tall and twist. Each inhale bringing us more length, and each exhale finding that deeper rotation, looking back. Last breath here. Unravel back to center. Lean back, unravel the legs. We'll roll down onto our back. Walk your feet in till the heels almost touch your buttocks. Press the heels into the floor. And lift your hips towards the ceiling. Roll your shoulders underneath of you, interlacing the fingers. Bridge pose. Chin stays slightly lifted so you can keep a healthy curve in the back of your neck. And if you've been working with wheel pose and you prefer to do a set of that right now, you're more than welcome to take that option. Maybe do a set of bridge pose first, and then add your own set of wheel at the end. Ground through your heels. Push into the backs of the arms, so essentially none of our spine is on the mat right now. Shoulders, arms, and feet in the back of our head. Walk the arms out from underneath the body, Roll your spine back to the floor. And let the knees sway side to side. Side to side. Bring your knees into the belly. Rock forward and back. And we'll come up to a seated position. Move the fleshy part out from underneath your sitting bones. Sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. So from here, we're going to make it kind of passive. You can grab your ankles, you can grab your feet. But really, you can even just let the arms relax, and that's just fine. Let your back around as much as you feel comfortable with. Or you can really lengthen out the spine and fold from there. Feel into your body. Tap into the spots that are feeling tight right now. For me, my mid-back and upper back feel a little tight, so I like to really round the upper spine and hang out here. I like to let my head dangle because that feels good in my body, but if it doesn't feel good in your body, prop your head with your hands. Remember that this practice is super individual, so listen to your body. Let your body's feedback and cues guide your practice. Stay in that pose for as long as you like, using your hands to help your body back up. And we're going to roll back down to our back and bring the soles of the feet together. Once you're back on your back, the soles of the feet touch, the knees rock open. Round your shoulders underneath the body. And the palms to face open. And let the eyes softly close. Feel your shoulders and your hips grounded. Feel the weight of your legs, the weight of your shoulders, the weight of your head, all supported so you can fully relax and fully release. Feel that flow of breath in and out. Pay attention to it. Be with it. Let your body rest here for as long as you have time for. At least a couple of minutes to let your breath, your body, your nervous system, your spirit all catch up with one another before you make your way into the rest of your day. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your commitment to this challenge and this community. Namaste.